Hello everyone from Ali at 11th House Wales, and welcome back to a weekly appointment. And today we're going to talk about the way that we sometimes think, believe or feel, because it can be a feeling as well, that we can't escape anxiety. And it might be the case that you're thinking, well, I've always been anxious all my life. It's all I remember. And it's a family trait as well. I've got anxious genes and it's just my personality. And that's it. There's nothing I can do about it. If that is what you think, you're right. And you're also wrong at the same time, because as is the case very often, the truth is in the middle. We've all heard about nature and nurture, and it's very, very true in the case of anxiety as well. It's true that we do have genes that can make us more prone to anxiety, and it does shape our personality. And it's also true at the same time that there is a large part of our personality which is actually shaped by nature, by our environment. What does that include? It includes the people that we spend time with. It includes the places that we go to, that we spend time in, and it includes the things that we do, the things that happen to us. And it has been shown this. There was quite recently, a few years ago, there was an experiment in Australia. And as part of this experiment, they had babies with the mums as well. And they were showing these babies objects like there were toys, rubber toys, and one of them was a rubber snake, another one was a rubber spider. And they were showing them to these babies, and they were instructing the mums to react in different ways. So some of the mums were reacting, oh no, Achavi, which is, I think, you know, the rational reaction that you should have if you live in Australia, to be, you know, pretty much scared of anything that moves. But some of them were reacting scared and repulsed. And other mums were reacting in a positive, encouraging, enthusiastic way. And you can guess what happened. So they asked the mums at some point to just have a neutral reaction. They were showing these things to the babies, and the babies were modeling what the mums had done before. So it does show that being cautious, being wary, being anxious is a learned trait as well. Which is quite a sobering thought, because you might be thinking, well, if different things had happened in my life at some critical points that you can think of, who would they be? Would they be a different person? Which is also a very empowering thought at the same time, because, well, what if you reshape your environment and your experiences now? Who will you be in a few weeks, in a few months? Because we know that the brain is flexible and the brain does change and rewire itself according to what we do with it, according to what we feed it, according to how we use it. So this is all a long introduction, which I think is very relevant though. You know, it's something sobering to keep in mind, that we don't have to be anxious. We're not completely doomed to feeling anxious. We have power over the environment part, the nature part of our experience. So what can you do when you start feeling anxious? Well, what you can do is show your brain that you can calm down, train your amygdala to stay calm more of the time. So something you can do very quickly is find your pulse. So as you would normally, 2 or 3 fingers on your pulse, and just find a spot where you can feel it. And you already have to quieten down in order to find your pulse. Right, I found it now. And what you can do is up to you. So for a minute, you could count the pulses, you can count the beats, or you could just feel it, just experience it and tune into that rhythm of your pulse. So that is something that I find very calming, and you can do this for a minute or 2 minutes, and it brings you back to the here and now, what I call back home. And another thing that you can do, which we have done a number of times in many different guises, but you can just check in with yourself. What does that mean? Take a nice deep breath, nice and deep into your belly, and take your time to breathe out. Really take your time to breathe out. And then check in with your body. What are you experiencing in your body? And check for any areas of tension. So check your chest, your shoulders, let them drop nice and loose. Check your jaw as well. Is it tense? Is it tight? Again, let it relax. Your forehead relax. Any areas of tension that you find in your body, just give them permission to relax. Give permission to your muscles to let go. And then check your mind as well. What are you experiencing in your mind right now? Are you feeling rushed? Are you feeling like you are screaming inside? Are you feeling engaged, focused on whatever you are doing? Or are you just on autopilot? Are you a bit zoned out? All you're doing is giving yourself permission to just stop for a minute. And as you are stopping and checking in, you are regaining your presence, your here and now. So you're reining your mind in from all of these tangents, all of these rabbit holes that is going into, and just bringing it back home. And when you are feeling a little bit calmer, then you can resume whatever you are doing. But just keep in mind that whatever you do, because we have been exploring many different strategies together, some of them take a little bit longer, some of them are really quick, everyday hacks. Just keep in mind that the more you do this, the more you're training your brain to stay calmer more of the time, the more it will give you that experience back, the more you are rewiring yourself to be calmer more of the time. So just keep regaining your power. And I will see you here again next week. All the best from me. Have a lovely, lovely week. Bye. Bye-bye.